Maison, who's the only horse in this field not entered in the St. Leger. The last to line up. And away they go then for the Ladbrokes Great Voltigeur, starting off in the back straight with a mile and a half the journey, and Marla in the dark blue jacket just leads early to Lucarno. And the noseband on the right is Heron Bay, Boscobel close up in maroon and white colours. Towards the centre, Acapulco in the purple cap. The Septimus colours here worn by two horses. Acapulco in the purple cap. At the back at the moment, MacArthur, who's in the white cap, has got a white face, sharing last place at the moment with Spice Route. Lucarno out wide of the field, disputing it with Marla. Yellowstone now into third place in Michael Tabor's colours of blue and orange. On the right, Heron Bay of Boscobel in the centre, the dark blue jacket, lighter cap of Halstead Maison. And they're followed then by Acapulco, Spice Route to the outside, and still just the back marker is MacArthur. Attempting to race off the inside running rail here. The jockeys clearly feel the better ground is up the centre, down the back straight as they head towards the final 7 furlongs in this renowned St. Leger trial, which has been won by Leger winners like Milan and Rule of Law in recent years. And Yellowstone went off the 9-4 favourite. Lucarno disputing it still with Marla on the near side. Heron Bay the near side next of Halstead Maison, Boscobel racing between horses, and then Yellowstone towards the outside of these. Followed by Acapulco and Spice Route and MacArthur at the rear of the field. But they're well grouped together as they head towards the turn into the straight. And Marla bidding to stretch them out here. Horse with guaranteed stamina. Leads by a length now to Lucarno. On the left, Yellowstone getting a bit closer alongside stable companion Acapulco. Halstead Maison is pushed along from Heron Bay. Then Boscobel, the white-faced Spice Route, and MacArthur now relegates Boscobel to last place. Marla trying to grind this out here inside the 3. Marla and Mick Cannan shadowed by Lucarno. Yellowstone just in behind. Johnny Murta full of horse again. Then Spice Route trying to come with a little bit of a run between horses, followed by Acapulco and MacArthur now switch to the centre of the track. They head down inside the 2. Marla looks a bit of a sitting duck to Lucarno. Yellowstone is forced to switch in behind, looking for a gap as Spice Route just holds him in. Out very wide in the white cap is MacArthur. Inside the final furlong, Lucarno is now chased by Yellowstone and MacArthur as they race up towards the line. The Derby fourth, Lucarno in front, Yellowstone trying to close, but Lucarno will repel them. Lucarno wins the Great Voltigeur from Yellowstone, who was just held up in running slightly. MacArthur disputing second with Yellowstone, followed by Acapulco and Marla. The O'Brien horses second, third, fourth and fifth, followed by Spice Route, Halstead Maison, Heron Bay well beaten, and Boscobel was very disappointing indeed. So Lucarno, the horse that chased home, authorised at a respectful distance in the Derby at Epsom in June. I suppose a little bit of a boost to the Derby form here, with authorised set to go in our next race coming up. But maybe Yellowstone was a little bit compromised in running. John Murta has had to try and switch round Lucarno. Didn't get the best of runs, but probably wasn't good enough anyway.
Lucarno, a 6-1 chance with the sponsors anti-post last Wednesday, 11-2 with Victor Chandler this morning, only 4-1 with Coral. They knew back from 9-2, returned the 7-2, clear second favourite Lucarno, and he was a 16-1 chance for the Ladbrokes and Leger before this race. The runner-up Yellowstone sent off the top of the head, the 9-4 favourite with MacArthur third at 12-1. You won't get paid on the fourth. Acapulco sent off at 15-2. But Lucarno wins by a length and half a length. Length and half a length, 7-2. Second best, repels the Irish quartet.
Well, here he comes now, right on the button. Jim, outstanding ride, well done.
Yeah, you know, this horse has always been a good horse. Ran a cracking race in the Derby this year. And, you know, we thought today that big long striding horse, just let him use himself.
Yeah.
He's done it nicely.
How much in command were you at the finish?
He travelled very well, and we know he lengthens. He stays well, so we were pretty comfortable.
Now, 3 weeks' time, we've got the St. Leger, 1 mile, 6.5 furlongs. What are your thoughts?
At this stage, I wouldn't say he definitely wouldn't stay anyway, so he's, you know, he wasn't stopping today.
He wasn't. He's a big horse, isn't he?
He's a big horse, yeah.
Well, lovely ride, well done.
Thank you.
Well, this is an interesting mix on pedigree. He's by a horse called Dynaforma, who's a son of Roberta. Big D, as he's known in America. He's got a lot of good middle distance horses, and he's a strong influence for stamina. A 1.5-mile winner at top level himself in the States. There aren't too many of those around. Vignette, the dam, is actually, there's more sprinting or speed, it's her side of the family, but this horse has established himself. He gallops, and I think he'll definitely get the Ledger trip. What about you, John?
Well, he settles well. He's a horse that I've loved right from seeing him the start of the season at Newmarket, and I think he's just going to be a lovely 4-year-old. He's had a lot of good horses, George Strawbridge, but this could be as good as any. I can't believe he keeps coming back for more. You know, he had a hard race in the Derby. He was one of the few that were up there all the way and saw the race out. And, well, John Gosden must be very proud of him.
And John, this was a proper test. One or two of the races we've seen this year. The race Boscobel won at Ascot, the race that Yellowstone won at Goodwood, the Gordon Stakes and the King Edward I'm referring to, were slightly muddling, but there was a good even pace here and it sorted them out.
Yeah, Jimmy Fortune took them along. He jumped well and, as he said, let him get into his stride. Mailer and Mick Canani, they knew that he was going to stay every yard of this trip. He just didn't have the class, and as I said, I don't think he looked as well today as he did at Ascot. But Jimmy's just riding his race to get home, really. He's not short of foot, this horse. You know, he's good enough to win over 1.25 miles and win decent races, but he's so versatile, goes on any ground, and he must be a pleasure to ride. Doesn't pull, he travels well throughout his races, gives his all. And Yellowstone maybe didn't get the gaps just when he wanted to, but he wasn't good enough in the end. You know, he had a sighting of the post from a long way out, but he just couldn't quicken up. But this was a good horse, and this win wasn't coming out of place.
Well, with me, John Gosden. John, you had to give this horse sort of 4 runs fairly quickly, and you've given him a break before today.
Yeah, I mean, you know, first time out, he was second in that Crackerjack maiden at Newbury. Then we took him and he won well at Kempton. And we went and knocked off the listed race, and it was a week before the Derby, but it was like a piece of work to him. So actually, in a sense, he never had a hard race till he got to the Derby. You don't run in the Derby without having a hard race. And then he came back and he ran a super race, but it went a little bit wrong. He's a bit keen early, probably should let him roll in the Prince of Wales. But he did nothing wrong, freshened him up specifically for this. And he's done it beautifully, and you know, he's a huge frame of a horse, and he's nothing but improvement in him. I look forward to him next year, let alone this year.
And he's obviously mentally tough as well as sort of progressing. Ledger right up his street?
Yeah, he's, you know, that could be a place to go. I got to discuss that with the manager, James Wigan, and obviously owner and breeder, George Strawbridge, see what they want to do. He's got the speed to win over 1.25 miles, but the Ledger is a huge race. It's a classic, and there's no doubt Doncaster, the track, will suit him. And the boys told me riding there last week, this is the best ground they've ridden all year. So the track will suit him, but do you want to be going the extended 1.6 miles? And that is something that had to be debated. He's certainly run the trial today that says he should go. Whether he does, we will see.
And next year you see him really as a 1.5 mile horse, top level?
Yes, he is. He's a horse who he's got a big stride, he likes to use it. He doesn't like to fiddle about. He just loves to. If someone wants to make the running, fine. If we made a mistake at Ascot, it was to sit second fiddle to someone playing with the pace. But you learn in life, don't you?
As ever. John, thanks a lot.
Thank you.